Superb. Alright, let's see what last minute registration, or Fara's Discord groupies by their alternate name, if they've changed their ship composition now that they've had to bring in a last minute replacement. So, Saipan double Hiryu for both, Leon in play, and the Jervis as well. So Anmoch, the last minute replacement, is in his Hiryu. See how well that plays out. So it's a Mass versus a Jervis, and it's a Colorado versus Leon. Okay, you know what? I love seeing alternate ship setups. Colorado, great. Show me how that works. So this is round 5. It's still, the first two teams are probably locked into position, but the third and fourth is definitely in flux here. So it's very important, realistically, for both teams here. So we're going to push up. Now, the interesting thing about Sea of Fortune is the overlapping A and B point. There's no radar here, boys and girls. There's no radar, so if you've got, and the longest range the AA can be is 7.2 kilometers, so there are a variety of ways that you can play this. As we ran, the southern team can push up and grab the capture point on A on this side, or alternatively, you can reverse your destroyer and tail in while you have maybe your CVs along here on the sideline, and the point is to have as much of a concentrate AA from the south, for example, and then form a kind of a fighter line. But at the same time, you don't want to find yourself getting caught out of guard and then being like flank shot, like HE spam, or just being, you know, because your CV is going to take a bunch of damage. So we see that MUH is giving up on Charlie, or at least for the time being. They're not that interested. Pride in his Colorado, or Lucar I should say, is moving up at full speed, so that's not very fast. Probably between A and B. The issue is, if a team is able to dominate over the cap, over the single point, this single area kind of dominates the whole game, because it's double caps, it's air control over the center, and then, you know, there's fighter control with island cover. So we see a fighter line kind of spreading out. That's a Hiryu dive bomber doing kind of a scouting round, and this is the Saipan fighter trying to do something with that Saipan. Is he going to exit? Oh, he's got the Hiryu fighter coming in to assist. We have our Hiryus, both teams coming in to potentially assist. Now, does he strafe both play? Exit strafed into the Hiryu. Oh, that's interesting, because he can't follow it. Clips 3 planes on a direct head on. That's a Saipan trying to strafe that. Turns around, he reverse strafes. Is he going to hit his teammate, though? Because his teammate also strafes. So that's friendly fire. Wow, he loses 4 planes from the Saipan strafe there. It gets clipped. That's a turnaround. This is 2-on-1. He loses that one. They strafe through. That's a follow-up. Here we have the Hiryu strafing the Saipan fire down on 2. Then we have a click on with the Hiryu versus the Saipan, but it's 4 versus 4, not 5. So the Saipan's probably going to win that one. We see this Saipan on Team Green beating the red one. While that's all going on, the bombers are looking for their targets. They're all pushing forward. Maybe not the green team, because we see some TBs on the backline. They're actually pushing. It's only really the red bombers. Greens, oh, that's a strafe from the Hiryu. Onto the Hiryu, I should say, from the Saipan. Clips something. Dive bombers double are coming in from the red team's Hiryu, going for the Mass, or they're going to try and go for the Colorado, try and splash some of his AA away. Oh my goodness, both teams are both going on the western side. Well, this is interesting. The fighter kind of is burnt out. We've only got a couple of planes left over, and now this is where we see the bombers coming into play. We've got double fighter. Oh, that's a head-on strafe, actually. That was really good. So that's now 3-on-3, but he's inside the AA bubble of Leon. Now the Leon's getting struck with the green team, but with Colorado's, see a lot of bombers coming in, but there's a single fighter, and the catapult plane was stucking that other Hiryu fighter. So thing is, the defending fire's down to 1. Hiryu's on 1, so he can't really strafe or anything. Dive bombers on the Leon for the green team. The Mass and the Jervis are coming up real close. We see the Saipan, no, Hiryu fighter, sorry, the torpedo bombers going for the Hiryu. The bombers here are taking a lot of AA damage from the Colorado, so despite it being slow, survives a lot. Oh my goodness, Saipan kills off the other Hiryu. Yumkai kills off Frabarite, and we didn't even see that. There's just so much going on. But there's a counter drop on only Crank. He takes a bunch of damage, but it's not enough. Oh, the mask gets torped on the other side as well. Oh, that huge fighter duel in the beginning, it just meant there wasn't enough cover. Plus, the DD was inside Crank, so only Crank pushed up to have like his 80 bubble over as well to assist. Down 2 ships. I think this is going to be over real fast. What can the Colorado do? I mean, the Leon's burning, but I don't think he wants to damage con on a single fire, so that would explain that. The capture point on A is being grabbed, so I mean, they're beginning to accumulate points, but they're already 2 ships in advantage, and that's huge. Colorado's going to have to do some good work. The fresh fighters are taking off, but the problem is you're now inside the Hiryu and Leon AA bubbles, which you're fighting over enemy anti-air. It just doesn't work. Oh wow, and the Hiryu even chooses to strafe over his own plane to guarantee extra plane kills. This is an enemy green, so 2 friendly torpedo bombers. You can't get at him because of the island. Plus the fighters are in the way that are going to interfere, and he strafes the plane down. The single fighter is going to get caught off. He needs to back off, not fight over the hostile AA. Oh, I'm not sure I like this. I think MUH's being overly desperate, thinking they need to do something. And so Chrysanthemum pushing into the inner Bravo cap just to expedite the situation, and with 2 carriers and the 1 Colorado who is, I mean, it'd be suicide to push up, but I mean, what else do you do when we see that the like 6 torpedo bomber waves incoming now? When was the last time you saw or heard that? 6 torpedo bomber waves are incoming. There are no fighters. There's no fighter cover. They're down a CV. The Saipan's burning. He can't take off. Now he's taking off, but is it too late? We've got a broadside Hiryu who can only reverse. He's stuck. Here come the torps. This is going to be on Simply Carl. Oh, that's a full 5 torps because Carl can't move. Does the Hiryu come in to guarantee it? He's going to watch. That might actually just kill him off. He doesn't, but the strafe from the Hiryu, Saipan comes in the back. He drops from a distance. Kills off the other torpedo bomber wave, but I think he's in range. It's like a slow impending death. In fact, they're so certain that they're dive bombing the Colorado. This is the end. He's just sitting in his cabin listening to Pink Floyd. Down goes Simply Carl and his Hiryu. There's a little counter attack on the Leon, but I think this is too little too late. And Colorado moves up. He gets good shots on Only Crank, and Only Crank is kind of stuck in his positioning, and all the torpedo bombers are done. And the thing is, there's still only 2 fighter planes from the Saipan that can actually do anything. Ooh, Leon comes around the corner, HE slam into the Saipan. Only 4k damage, but he's burning now. And we see the DD's also firing into the Saipan. He has nowhere to hide. The Colorado's coming around the corner, though. It's not a broadside Leon, because he's turning hard to angle. HE bombers on the Colorado. I mean, you're now inside the Colorado's A bubble on the Leon, but the Saipan's got a very limited strike capability. I think it's maybe a single torpedo bomber. He's burning heavily down on 3.4. I don't think he's going to live more than a few seconds. Misses his TB drop. He's now dead, and that's game. 0 points. Wow. That was violent. That was vicious. And that's what I like. It was good. It was brutal. MUH were definitely up for a fight, and then we had that all-important initial fighter duel in the beginning, and Mike, that was brutal, because one team got the advantage, and then they just mercilessly exploited it with the bombing. So